Thanks for joining us for CBN News Today. I'm Charlene Israel.
And I'm Ephraim Graham. The Arab Spring has proved deadly for Christians in the Middle East. Many of the overthrown leaders in the countries like Libya and Egypt have been keeping extremist groups in check. It's happening again in Syria, where Christians face greater oppression than ever as radical Islamists battle for power. Syrian Christians have supported the Assad regime because it has protected religious minorities over the years. Those days may be coming to an end.
Many analysts tend to believe that as you weaken the regime, you also strengthen radical Islamists who are fighting the regime, who will have their say and are having their say in the so-called liberated areas of Syria in the north and elsewhere, where they're imposing Islamic rule.
That's what happened in Egypt when the Muslim Brotherhood took over. Even though the Brotherhood has been weakened by military intervention, supporters of ousted President Mohamed Morsi still wreak havoc on Christians in the south.
The church was surrounded on all sides, and the people surrounding the church were armed. They couldn't be less than 1,000, totally surrounding the church, carrying weapons.
In the Christian town of Dalga, a monastery was destroyed by enraged supporters of Morsi. The ancient door was vandalized and other nearby churches were burned.
We still don't have a church to pray at. We are still trying to clean them up. We have 4 churches in the area and we cannot pray in any of them.
The Muslim Brotherhood in Dalga is also imposing a tax on Christians. It's called a jizya tax. According to author and translator Raymond Ibrahim, jizya is the money or tribute that conquered non-Muslims historically had to pay to their Islamic overlords, with willing submission and while feeling themselves subdued to safeguard their existence. It's already starting to happen in Syria. When rebels took over the ancient Christian town of Malula, witnesses say they gave a Christian shop owner 3 options: pay a $70,000 jizya tax, convert, or die.
Many fear what will happen in Syria will be a replay of what happened in Iraq. And the Christian community of Iraq, which also, like the Christian community in Syria, has played such an important role in the heritage and culture and the perceptions of tolerance in those countries, had to flee because they were targeted by radical Islamists as well after Saddam Hussein was deposed.
Many Christians are among the 2 million refugees who have already fled Syria.